I'm so nervous to even divulge in some of the things I've been going through. But I think that if I do, I can do this and I can probably help somebody out there. I'm so nervous. Oh man. And it's so funny because y'all see me in all the rest of the capacities on my Instagram, on my Facebook. I'm so lively, but truly, I am not that person. And I'm truly striving to be something like that. So here goes nothing. Hey everybody, this is your favorite professor, Dr. Brittani, and I've been like MIA and also really in hiding, but not because of anything crazy. It's mainly because I'm really trying to figure life out, and trying to understand my new normal in a way. So let me just scroll all the way back. So you guys know me as a fitness expert, somebody who's, just doing workouts, blah, blah, all that. But I truly, most of the time I spend with professor life. I've been a professor since I was 26, and it's truly been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life, especially since I've gotten to do some of the things that I never would have done before, like riding with cops, and I'll get to that in another video. But it's been so great being able to be a role model to individuals who see me as somebody that is similar to them. Because of course, y'all, most of my students are about my age or younger or somewhat of range, and they're just like, how did you make it this far? And when I tell them like my story and how I accidentally ended up here, it has really inspired them. And I love looking back over, talking back to my former students and seeing them in the capacity that they're doing well, and it just brings me joy in this life. But what a lot of people don't know is some of my struggles behind closed doors. So this is the first time I'm going to divulge in a lot of my personal life, a lot of the struggles I've been going through since I've pretty much been able to understand any type of feelings I've been feeling. And I just want to inspire anybody out there who needs some encouragement, who needs to just, do what they need to do in order to be happy. And that's kind of how I ended up in this situation in itself. So let me wind all the way back to childhood. So I never like to talk about my childhood because it wasn't the greatest childhood I've ever had. I've seen so much that a child should not see, and I've experienced so much that a child should not experience. But I will say that I look back, even though some of the parts were ugly, I do look back and it has shaped me to become the person that I am today. I will say that my high school years pretty much is where everything kind of showed up. I started to really have suicidal thoughts. I attempted suicide when I was in high school, spent a week on the mental health ward, was taking antidepressants, got diagnosed with clinical depression, all that stuff. And I'm not ashamed of it, but what I am is I'm still trying to understand everything that happened, because even now I struggle with some of those things, more so on the side of dealing with the anxiety, the stress, the pressures of life in general. So I still struggle on that end. But the one thing that I can say, all this stuff has happened, it made me the person who I am. I always wanted to be better than anybody who did me wrong when I was younger. And it really was self-pressure that I put on myself that I did not need, and really made things very, very bad for me. So kind of fast forward, with all the pressures, of course, I became a young doctor, went straight through, been in school since the age of 3. And I still kind of feel the pressures on myself to be better than those, but also to make sure that people know that I'm a hard worker and that I'm going to strive to do whatever I can to ensure that the job gets done or that everything is perfect. Y'all, I struggle with that so very much. Perfectionist should be my middle name, to be honest with you, because no matter what I do, it can be sweeping the floors. I want it to be perfect. It better be shining. If not, I'm going to do it over. And it stresses me out. It constantly stresses me out. So I'll get back to that kind of side of things, of how I'm dealing with my anxiety and my stress lately. I'll get back to that. So I was in a very manipulative relationship. I knew this guy since my first year doing my PhD, and I thought he was amazing. The thing is, all the signs have showed up. All the signs have showed up of, okay, he's manipulative, he's using you, but also he is the biggest liar. For me, I really hone in on honesty, trust, and tell the truth. Like, tell me the truth. Don't lead me, don't drag me, nothing. But of course, at this time, I was still dealing with issues from my childhood, trying to, please somebody who I really wanted to love me back. And it kind of just seeped in, and I suffered through it. So I divulged myself in work like crazy. And kind of like at the end of our relationship, really when COVID hit, to be honest with y'all, is when I started to notice, like, okay, every year, like when I tell you guys, like, since moving to Georgia, when I was with him, every year I ended up in the doctor's office with, the doctor telling me I need to reduce my stress. You have extreme anxiety, that sort of thing. And I was getting shots. I was literally getting shots to kind of like calm the symptoms down. And of course, work was all I knew. Work was all I was divulging myself in, because that's the only way I knew how to cope. All my life, that's the only way I knew how to cope. In order for me to cope with anything going on around me that was hurting me, all I knew how to do was put myself into something that would keep me busy. And that's not the way to live life. So I just said, I can't do it. I kind of just gave up because it had got to the point where I was getting depressed. I had lost so much weight. And it was funny because everybody kept asking me, on my Instagram page, oh, are you about to, do a show, blah, blah, blah. And you could not tell from like the demeanor I was posting off. And you could not tell the things that was going on with me. And I got to say, like, y'all, I can hide it very, very well. I can hide it very well. So COVID, I just decided I gotta go. So I sold everything, sold my house, and moved into an apartment. And that was like the first time where really felt like I was like, okay, what do I do now? Like, I have the freedom to think for myself. I have tenure now, so I'm kind of protected in my job. What can I do? So me, being the person that I am, I don't like people to tell me I can't do something, because if you don't tell me I can't do nothing, I'm gonna definitely do it. So my ex used to tell me all the time that, oh, you will never become a fitness trainer. You'll never be able to train anybody, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fitness has always been my passion. It's always been my go-to. Like, why can't I do it? So, of course, me, I was like, let me go ahead and do it on top of research, service I have to do with my university, teaching, all that stuff kind of like coincide. And it kind of kicked up, really, I would say this year. And I was like, okay, you can't do everything. You got to slow yourself down, because you're only stressing yourself out more. Like, it literally got to the point where I'm like, all I was doing was working. I was not even having no downtime. I felt like I wasn't giving my clients what they needed. And for me, I don't like that. It's just like, teaching. Like, I teach one of the hardest courses in our major, statistics. And it's only hard because, people, associate that with math, and it's just a lot to go to it. I love stats. So it's like, if I don't individualize stuff or kind of like have time to meet with them, it's like they're going to fail. They're going to fail, period. So you translate that over to trying to do an online fitness business. It started to grow so much that I couldn't handle it. I really couldn't handle it. So literally, I had to wake up and say, hey, why are you fighting the direction that God is putting you through? Why are you fighting that? And I say it like that because, y'all, it was just this experience that I had in October that truly opened my eyes to really seeing that I literally have been fighting my destiny, fighting the direction I've been going because of things that's been holding me back in my past. And to wake up and see it and be like, okay, you got to stop. And to finally find some peace, it has been so rewarding. So let me just start, with that story. And it's funny because it's been one of the most kind of things I've been like having on my bucket list that happened that has made me kind of open my eyes and really hone in on my mental health, hone in on the things I need to do to move forward in my life just to be happy. All right, so my favorite all-time artist is CeCe Winans, y'all. I love CeCe Winans. I love her voice. I love the message in her songs. It just all works out and carry to each other. I've been listening to her since I was like young. And funny thing is, and let me show y'all. This is my lamb that my preschool teacher gave me when I was younger. And I had the chicken pox and she gave it to me. And I would literally, after any type of incident that would happen in my household, I would go and sneak to find the tape of BB and CeCe Winans. Their CD Relationships was like my favorite, and also their song together, It's Okay, was like, that was for me soothing for me at a young age. I didn't understand anything, but for me, I thought I really understood because it talked to me. It said everything will be okay. There's nothing to fear. He's gonna always have you no matter what. As long as you have God in your heart, he's there. So she announced that she was coming to Atlanta, and I was like, she's coming to Atlanta. This may be her only time. You can cross it off your bucket list. So y'all, when I tell y'all, it was kind of like impulsive because I've never been to a concert and I don't like spending money. And when I tell you it was impulsive, I bought VIP tickets. When I tell y'all, I was like Hanslins from the stage. I bought VIP tickets at like 11 o'clock at night in the summer. So CeCe Winans in October. I was so proud of myself because I was doing something that I wanted to do. I was seeing somebody who has inspired me my whole life, but also I was like, yes, like I get to finally see her and cross off my bucket list. So when I went to her concert, went by myself, and when I tell you guys, it was the most moving performance, but also experience for me. So the one thing that stuck out from her to me that she said was, when it comes to God, it's not about religion. It's about the relationship you have with him. And I know with everything that's gone on with me in my life, I know he's never left me. I know that he's always been by my side. And religion was a big thing when I was growing up. We'd be in church 24 hours, but I kind of strayed away because I saw so much in the church that was so negative. And I saw that the people who were in the church were, exuberating, negative things. So I kind of just strayed away. But I've always had this relationship with God no matter what, because he's kept me. I would pray to him. I would, talk to him anytime I would have a situation, anytime that I would feel so stressed, so lost. And when she said that and the songs that she sang, I was like, wow. It like just popped in my head like, Brittany, you need to slow down first of all. And you need to stop trying to do something that not only you can't because it's not possible because of time, but also you need to stop fighting the direction I have for you going forward. That's kind of how I see it. And the reason why I was kind of like, okay, this is right. This is, something that I need to take advantage of because he's never left me. He's never failed me. And he's always been there. So I want to make that relationship stronger. And not only do I want to make that relationship stronger, I want to ensure that I am following him in the direction he wants me to go. So I decided literally in October. So even before this concert happened in October, I decided to train out all my clients and refer them to other, people who can help them, and shut that down for a minute so I can really concentrate on my career. My career is really, really fun now. I'm doing research, I'm teaching. I enjoy it, honestly. And I want to make sure I am fully there to help those in public service, to do what I need to do for my students. That kind of brings me joy. Now, fitness brings me joy no matter what, but I know I can't do everything. And if something has to go, I would rather take a seat back for now on my online fitness. Still record, still give you guys the good stuff from my perspective, but also just ensure that me, Brittany, that you're okay, that your mental health is okay. I started to really have really bad anxiety. And funny thing is, I've always had bad anxiety. I just didn't even know what it was until I really started to think and ask questions about, okay, what is going on? Like, when I tell y'all I'm a workaholic, I worry a lot. I seclude myself a lot. It's just some of those things I just don't like. And sometimes I even say I do have social anxiety. That's why I was proud of myself when I actually booked the CeCe Winans 6. I don't like being in a crowded room, a crowded place. I get so overwhelmed. But I was so proud of myself. And I enjoyed the concert. But in all actuality, I just really wanted to focus in on me. So now that I'm coming back, now that I am kind of refreshed, now that even school now is kind of done for the year, my focus for the rest of this year is to really hone in on my needs, to hone in on my relationship with God, and to ensure that I can inspire anybody out there that needs to be. One thing I've learned when I was training was most people don't need a trainer. They just need somebody to hold them accountable, but also teach them how to balance things in life. And I really hone in on the fact that if I'm doing something and I'm trying to teach somebody and it's not, going well, and when I mean going well, I speak it and I'm not doing it, that's not right. Like, I'm speaking balance. You need to balance this, and I'm doing a horrible job over here trying to balance everything. So I had to take a step back, and I'm really honing in on those skills. So I'm hoping that the venture that I'm going on next, which is I'm just going to post my fitness stuff. It's going to be all free. I just want to give people the best of me, inspire them while they find their path, because I've had so many people along the way to help me, just to, help me through the difficult times, help me really truly realize things that I don't think I truly realized until this year. And y'all, I turned 35 in December, believe it or not. And I am finally starting to really understand, getting in tune with my body, my mind, with life. And I really want to share that with people. I am and was terrified to share my story because you guys have only seen the good parts of me. You've only seen the fitness parts of me. I really don't like to show my downside because I always would see that as a weakness. I will always see that as beneath, because nobody wants to see anybody weak, especially when they're supposed to be strong. They're supposed to be superior. They're supposed to be above all. But the thing is, everybody has emotions. Everybody's going through things. And I think if you share it, more people will be open to showing theirs as well. Nobody's perfect. And believe me, y'all, I am beating that in my head so much. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. I am not perfect. The only person that's perfect is God. He made me perfect. He made you perfect. And I sit here and I am thankful each and every day that he decided to make me who I was, that he decided to put me through all the obstacles, to put me through the things that you would think nobody should go through. He does things for a reason. He's not gonna do it just because. He knows how strong you are. He knows your ups. He knows your downs. He knows what you can handle. And obviously, he knows I can handle a lot, because here I am. I am here. I am making it, and I have full faith in him that he'll carry me through. I'm not trying to, bash, bang God in your head, but if you can find that kind of pathway, that space, I would say, that can keep you moving forward, that can keep you strong, that can keep you faithful in whatever you want to do, you should find it. And work towards it no matter what. Remember, and this is something that today it makes more sense than when I was stuck in the hospital trying to deal with my mental health issues. You matter. You matter. And I don't want to cry and I don't want to get emotional, because those words, no matter what, they mean so much. Those two words, you matter. Because you can get yourself down and you can even beat yourself up so much to where you can just over and over in your head just think that nobody's there for you. You don't matter. The things you do, you don't matter. But I'm telling you guys today that you matter. And if you continue to think that way, everything and anything is possible. I just want you guys to believe that. And I'm so grateful that I do have this platform to share my story, because I don't want anybody to get the portrait of me, being, oh, she's just an influencer. Oh, she just want to do workouts. Oh, she would just want, no, that truly is how I cope. That has always been how I cope with life, fitness, sports. And it was how I was coping with the situations I was dealing with a few years ago. Now, I've realized that I'm not in those situations, and I'm kind of falling back from it a little bit and trying to find and be comfortable in the pathway that God has taken me. So if anything today, I want you to take a couple things in. First of all, you matter. No matter what anybody tells you, you matter. Secondly, take a step back if you need to. It's not the end of the world. I have learned that sometimes you just need to take a step back no matter what anybody is saying. Don't worry about anybody else. It's you who needs to get it together, me who needs it to get together. And taking a step back is probably the best thing that I could have done. And the last thing I will leave you guys with is make sure to take care of yourself. Make sure to focus in on yourself. Don't mind what anybody else is saying. If you want to post, continue to post. If you want to, move. If you want to switch jobs, switch jobs. Think about it, but know that God has you. He's always had you, and He's never left. Even if you've been unfaithful, even if you haven't been praying, even if you haven't been in church, He has never left you, and He will always be there no matter what. And you can always turn to Him no matter what. I am truly thankful for you guys for listening, and I am feeling this weight lift from my heart, from my soul, that I can actually share this with you guys. So I am going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. This page is now going to really change a little bit. Still going to be doing workouts, still going to be posting all the fun stuff for you guys, but I really want to truly inspire you guys through some of the things that I've been doing, some of the things I'm gonna do, and I want to make sure you guys also are okay. Mwah. See you guys later.